But because today, our judiciary has become as transactional as our businesses.
Obi maintains that for Nigeria to
It's okay. Off your mind, it's okay. Off your mind,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make.
Hello there.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dodo. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dodo.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining me from. It is Maiyegun Live. Thank you so much for joining me. Please read the caption of the broadcast, the description of this broadcast. Share it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Tell them that Maiyegun today. Facebook. The setup for tonight is not really a good news. A young man burned down a mosque in Cano while the worshippers were inside. It is reported as a bomb blast. 24 people sustained injuries. 11 of them have given up the ghost. They have died. Well, there are 17 others that are now reported to be in critical condition. Why the young man threw bomb into the mosque shut the door is still yet to be known. Talking about an attack on a mosque. The Yobe state clerics have decided to come together. Well, they decided to come together to attack the Vandals of electric cables. Might sound so comical to some of you, but it is not. So good morning to you once again, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching. It is Maiyegun live. So having read the caption, the description, and you have shared this, possibly liked it already, which is your offering. So I'm saying thank you to you. But let's get down to the real business. Yesterday, there was a report of an attack on a mosque in Cano. Now, the detail of that has finally come out as it's not a terrorist attack. It's just someone who was so upset that they are actually yet to establish the cause of his action, other than he is a known arsonist. He is a very violent person known in the community. He's been arrested before, believed for murder. He was released. So this young man was said to have killed his own brothers by beating them to death. But he's still pretty much walking. It could be a case of a mental illness, but it is not being treated as such yet. So the story is that this man approached a mosque. A Gezawa mosque is called. Let me go check the name. That's the name. No. So a mosque. Gezawa mosque. Sort of. That's the name of that mosque in Kano, where over 40 worshippers were trapped the moment the petrol bomb was thrown in. I can't share the video with you. It is really, really like, if I decided to sort of cover the video, I would just be showing you blank screen. So it's not really worth it. But some of you possibly have seen the video online. It was massive. So while they were in praying, this guy shut the windows, then throw the petrol bomb in there. So while the worshippers were trying to rush out, the entrance door has been shut from outside. So they couldn't get out until people were able to sort of open the door from outside. By the time they opened the door from outside, furniture, so humans, so they were burnt beyond recognition. So 11 people have been confirmed killed in this. And we just have to say, Inalived wa Inalived rajiun. So, may Allah. But talking about religion, even in that same Kano, while we pray for the repose of the souls of those who are the victims of this arson attack, right? That should be treated as possibly a terrorist attack. Somebody who inflicted that kind of level of injuries on others, even killing 11 people, that should be treated as an act of terrorism. But it is ongoing, okay? However, look at this young man. He is the guy that they used Sharia law to convict by the Kano Sharia court. And from the from the available reports, this young man was said to have shared or forwarded a music on his WhatsApp, and that music is considered to be derogatory to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So because of this, the Kano clerics, the Kano government, and Nigeria government, they completely abandoned this young man, and he was sentenced to death. Yeah, he was sentenced to death for blasphemy. And according to the government of Nigeria, there is nothing they can do about it. In fact, sending him to prison, the most they could do is to convert it to life imprisonment. And it is for his own safety. Because if they don't put him in jail, random Islamic terrorist or fanatic will kill him. In fact, he was to be killed. Baba, United Nations, and some of these organizations that you love to call on to, every time you come under the oppression of your criminal leaders, they've all said, let this guy go. And guess what? The guy was kind of freed by court. And this is Nigerian court, not Sharia. But the whole thing is that he was sent back to be retried. And again, they sentenced him to death. For more than 4 years now, this guy has been locked up in prison because of Islamic fanatics that are ready. Any day they sight eyes on him, he will be killed. Because he forwarded the music that they believed was insulting Prophet Muhammad. He says he's a Nigerian in a country that you would believe is not Islamic country. But it's also a very much of a joke of a country too, where the millions of people parading themselves as citizens of that contraption are fighting what we call the identity crisis. They still ask them to live together, coexist and peacefully and impossible. Anyway, in Yobe State, because apart from the fact that Nigeria has been unable to generate electricity to power our own country, our own industries and homes, never adequate. Nigeria faces endless terror attack from the terrorists who are Islamic terrorists up north, from kidnapping school children to kidnapping locals and to killing security officials and on like that. So this has been the bane of this part of Nigeria. If you remember Dapchi is where they took, where they took all those girls after the Chibok. This was under Bokohari, by the way, right? So Shiroro in Niger, and then other, electricity structures, that infrastructures that they put in Yobe State have been destroyed by the terrorists who have deliberately bombed some of them. But apart from all these too, they do have the problem of those they call the Vandals, the ones that love stealing the electricity cable. So as a people and as a government, they have no idea of what to do anymore. They decided to call on God. So it was like a big prayer against electric cable vandals, proudly sponsored by Yobe State government. Watch. No, that's not the right one. Yeah.
Gwamnatin Yobe State government. A ta hannun advisor na security da advisor na religious affairs ya fito dama bayani ne akan vandalizing din da ake yi na wutan lantarki. Akan shi ne gwamnatin jihar Yobe ya dau mataki, kuma bayan ce haka nan gaba gwamnatin Yobe ba zai yarda ba. Kuɗi ne makudan kuɗi ne gwamnatin Yobe yake fitarwa ana jarawa ana yin vandalizing, wannan bai yi ba. Gwamnatin jihar Yobe nan gaba ba zai yarda ba, ba za su yarda ba. To saboda haka sanarwa mun ji labarai da yawa masu vandalizing din wayan wutan lantarki. Mu dai mun ji labari da yawa, gwamnatin Yobe ya ji labari, kafofin watsa labaru da yawa da bayanan sirri da yawa akan yanke-yanken da suke yi daga yau da gwamnatin Yobe ya dau mataki na daga alkur'ani ga duk masu bata wayan wutan lantarki da masu taimaka musu su bata da masu ba su wanda ba sa magana kuma ba sa hanawa da ma'aikata na wutan lantarki gabaki ɗaya jama'a waɗanda suke da hannu a wannan ta'asa da vandalizing din daga yau, ko dila ne shi ma ko dila ne ko wani ne yake sponsorin nasu, daga yau gwamnatin Yobe ya daga alkur'ani mai sarki daga yau. Kuma bayan ce haka gwamnatin Yobe ba za ta yarda ba ana yi vandalizing din wutan lantarki, gashi cikin state capital cikin Damaturu transformer da yawa amo cable an cire, to wannan ma an sa Kur'ani. Transformer mu da yawa yanzu nan gwamnatin jihar Yobe shi yake shan wahala amma ana lalatawa. Daga yau shi ma wanda suke wannan bannan su je su sayar, da mai sayarwa da mai kaiwa duk da Kur'ani ya dube su daga yau. Duk wanda yake da a cikin wannan abun, salamu alaikum. Allah ya biya mana bukatunmu.
Beaufort namu mai ba ruwa ga al'umma ya tsaya cik, dukkan wanda yake amfani da wutan lantarki sai dai ya ganshi a generator. Wannan ya damu mai girma gwamnan jihar Yobe Excellency Honorable Mai Malabuni. Lalle ilalla ofishin mai bada shawara kan tsaro da kuma ofishina mai bada shawara kan harkokin addini, lalle mu haɗu da ƙananan hukumomi na Damaturu local government da kuma Gujuba local government da Gulani local government, tunda wannan fat din wannan area ne wannan abu yake faruwa, wannan kashi na biyu ne. Saboda haka me ya kamata mu yi, mu daga alkur'ani mai girma kamar yadda yanzu mai kinindimi na mai martaba sarkin Damaturu ya nuna muku alkur'ani kuma yayi jawabi. To wannan jawabin shine sako daga gwamnatin jihar Yobe, da kuma kun ga irin asaran da gwamnatin tarayya take yi na wajen rectifying na wannan wuta, tare da kuma haɗin gwiwan gwamnatinmu na jihar Yobe. Miliyoyin da aka kashe Allah ya sani, amma shi mai girma gwamna ba damuwansa ya kashe wannan kuɗi ba ne. Yanda al'umman jihar Yobe suka shiga halin kakani kayi tun daga watan Ramadana har yau gashi nan mun shiga watan Hajji babu wuta, wannan yana nuna cewa an daga alkur'ani mai girma. A jawabin da mai kinindimi na mai martaba sarkin Damaturu Alhaji Liman Alhaji Mali Damaturu ya daga, muna cewa wannan alkur'ani Allah ya ga girmansa da darajansa, ya bi kadunmu akan wannan aiki. Ga nan gaba duk wanda zai yi wannan aiki, Allah muna roƙonka don girman alkur'ani ya bi mana kadu. Ma'aikatan nan kowanne iri ne, mu ba mu san su ba. Abubuwan da yake faruwa a social media ba za mu yi capitalizing da shi ba, amma Allah ya san abin sarari da abin ɓoye. Nan gaba duk wanda ya tamfarin ɗin wannan wuta, ko kuma masu tamfarin ɗin kayayyakin wuta daga cikin garin Damaturu don al'umma su shiga halin kakanikayi, to alkur'ani mai girma ya bi mana kadu. Wannan shine makusudi na zuwanmu da dukkan sojojinmu da vigilante group namu da sauran jami'an tsaro, da kuma shi babban mai baiwa gwamna shawara kan harkokin tsaro, da ni kuma mai bada shawara akan harkokin addini. Wannan shine ya kawo mu wannan kasaisa, wanda gashi nan kuna gani wayan nan, kowa ya gani sabon siminti za a gan shi, na gabansa ma sabo ne, su ne wanda aka yi vandalizing nasu. To muna roƙon Ubangiji Allah don girman alkur'ani, don darajar alkur'ani, Allah ya bi mana kado, Allah ya mana kariya da wannan al'amari.
The 330 kV line that supplies electricity to Damaturu, Yobe State Capital, and also Borno State. Now, in December, on 21st of December 2023, a day to the commencement of the National Quranic Recitation Competition, some criminal elements vandalized two of the towers, and the state was thrown into darkness. Now, some few months ago, 2 to 3 months, they have done it again, and they have put Damaturu town and Borno State in total darkness. Now the state government decided to go spiritual so that God will expose those people that are responsible. So that God will expose those people that are responsible, since we don't know them. But God knows everybody who.
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
Now, sure you get it now. That is why sometimes you should try and just watch the video to the end. Ladies and gentlemen, a state government, in its efforts to find solution to vandals that have been vandalizing the electricity power line and throwing the state capital into darkness. They went back, they fixed it, and these guys came back again and they vandalized the cable. And since government don't know them, so they decided to go spiritual by calling the clerics to bring down the Quran so that Almighty Allah can help the government to expose those who are vandalizing the electricity cable in 2024. If you disagree, they will kill you. It's called blasphemy. Somebody said this is so primitive. Nigeria is being run by backward, primitive, selfish, self-centered people. I'm talking about people with so much myopic sense of reasoning. And if you disagree with them, they will kill you. You disagree, I kill you. That's what the situation is in Nigeria. And Yobe is just one out of other 35 unfortunate states that they have created for lunatics like this. Everything in that contraption has collapsed, but a lot of people are pretending that they could carry on. It's not that bad. There's nothing God cannot do. I have not seen any contribute by prayer. I have not seen a single one. There is no country in the world that is being run based on hope. No. There's no country in the world where their success, their existence, and everything is around prayer. Prayers don't solve security problems. Prayers cannot solve health problems. Prayer cannot solve education problems. Prayer cannot solve economic problems. Nothing prayer can solve. Don't be so deluded that to think where people left their real job undone and then turn around to pray, Father, please come and do it for me. Except in that contraption called Nigeria. You have criminals everywhere. It's a criminal, as they said, Nigeria is a crime scene, okay? It's a criminal's den. And that is why a lot of people are so superstitious about everything. They get easily offended. The moment you start telling them that, do you know that religion, as they say, is the opium of the poor? A very willing tool, very, very good and powerful control tool in the hand of the rich. Then they will begin to quote this, quote that for you, where people are fooling around, telling themselves that there is nothing God cannot do. In a contraption where ordinary electricity they cannot build. But they get so offended when you begin to tell them that God is not going to discover the people that are vandalizing the electricity cable. Allah will do nothing. Allah will do jack shit. He will do nothing. Because Allah, I don't think Allah is as stupid as some of you who want to turn him into a magician. You have the police, you have the DSS, you have the NIA, you have the military, you have this, you have that. And some criminals are vandalizing the cables that thrown the entire state into darkness. But they can't find those criminals. So we would rather wait for Allah to help us find them. And then one deranged lunatic put his Quran inside a box and was asking another dons to be lifting it up. All the people that are vandalizing this power cable, come and expose them. We want you to come and expose them so that we can know that you are powerful, Allah. I have seen some people praying for a transformer to come back to life. A lot of people were so much like, listen, this is not about all Nigerians anymore. Things have changed too. And that is why you must make sure that you are speaking up. Gone are those days whereby if you decide to touch this kind of subjects, whether in private or in public, a lot of people may come for you. No, things have changed now. A lot of people don't buy their bullshit anymore. Those church, mosque, and all this religious nonsense in Nigeria. There are people who don't buy them anymore. So if you are one of them, speak out your truth all the time, okay? So I have seen where people were praying for a transformer that just sort of blown. They were praying for the transformer to come back to life. Heavenly Father, we call you mentally deranged people whose only smart card is the card of fear. You know that? Watch your mouth. So what's going to happen? My friend, you better watch your mouth. What are you going to do? It's not about me. It's God. You know, God can just destroy you and say, because you know, like, because I tell you the truth. And you still have no idea that there is no God that does anything that you can do. You say, okay, yeah, I will do what you can do. I mean, God will not do what you can do. You know that. Even in your own religious book, it is purely said, isn't it? So they want God to come and fix security. They want God. Some of them believe that the louder they can shout or scream. There is a man in Nigeria when I was growing up. They call him Ajagbimo Keferi. Ajagbimo Keferi. Jagbe means somebody who really shouts. So they believe that he converts people to Islam by being very aggressive with his preaching and approach. And he was famous for that, right? And same with others too. They believe that the louder they can scream, the faster or supposedly the easier their prayers will be answered. Sometimes I do wonder, imagine if you were God and you see Nigerians who are praying to you. How would you even feel? Won't you feel kind of like harassed or sometimes bullied to get something from you? Prayers like, Holy Father, I give you 7 days. 7 days. If my life doesn't change in 7 days, I am done with you. I'm no longer. Imagine if you are God and you're like, 7 days. Alaye, you have destroyed your life for 37 years. Education, you don't get. The one where you get is adulterated. Skills, you don't have. But you are dreaming of this or that, another, but you are giving me 7 days. Which kind of thing be this? I give you 7 days. Some will be shouting, Father! Father! I said, I did here now. I said, wherever 2, 3 of you are gathered and you call my name, I did there. Why are you screaming? Like I'm saying, like if I was kind of God, taking the prayer requests of Nigerians. Holy Father, Baba, we need electricity. Say, what do you want me to do? Give you electricity? How? Go talk to your government and tell them to actually give you electricity, not me. Imagine if you are God. Heavenly Father, we want you to please turn this Lagos to America to look like the most beautiful place wherever anywhere. Say, no, I'm not. I can't do that. Like God will just be like, no, I can't do that. You would have to do that yourself. Very loud, so loud that you would think Nigerian God is deaf. Ó pariwo tó lẹ́ẹ̀méje, ó pe bàbá lẹ́ẹ̀méje, wàá pe Jésù lẹ́ẹ̀méje, wàá pe Olúwa ò lẹ́ẹ̀méje, wàá gba orí ẹ̀ mú báyìí, wàá gba ìpín mú báyìí, wàá pariwo tó Olúwa 7 times. On top waiting, is your God deaf? Because you are asking God to do things that man can do. You don't need God to expose those who are vandalizing government infrastructures. If you have a system, a real system that takes care of that, and a system that actually punishes bad behavior. By so doing, you will deter others from attempting any bad thing. You know, you'll be able to kind of feel like, you know, you don't need to shout at God. You don't need to scream. You don't need this raising of Quran. All these things are blasphemies. See, a lot of you have turned God. Even you that claim to be religious, who knows where everybody will end? Hellfire, Alijono, paradise, and all the other things you put in your head. You will know. What do you call it? You will know where everyone is going to end. But at the same time, you do not have a clue how to kind of, sort yourself. So you want God to be a magician. You supported criminals. You attacked yourselves because you wanted to see your own criminal oppressor in charge. Now you bring in all your criminals from local government level to the state, to the federal, and all of that. They are now doing you shaggy. Then you turn around to go and face God. Let us raise our voice to the Most High to come and touch the heart of our leaders. Heavenly Father is the one that touched the heart of Pharaoh, and he made his heart very hard. Stubborn. The same God can touch the heart of president. He can touch the heart of kings. He can touch the heart of blah, 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 yeah. So now let us scream unto him and say, please come and touch the heart of our leaders to do right by us. Heavenly Father, Baba, Oluwa, what the hell? You spend all your energy to bring criminals to rule you. Then come turn to God to come and touch their hearts. God should please touch their hearts, please, so that they can remember us. Father, I'm a poor man. They said you love poor people. I am crying to you now. Father, I have finished the rice they gave to me, including the 10,000 they gave to me. So, Father, we have put that one behind us now. Please forgive me. Forgive me that I collected agolo rice. I collected the 5,000 naira from these criminals. But I have finished that now. Please come and touch their hearts to remember me. Isn't that madness? That's why some people believe that religion is actually sometimes you have to be like, don't try to be smart. Don't try to be reasonable. Or else religion is not for you. Religion is for those who cannot really, you don't question things like that. Because by the time you question them, you're just kind of going to be like, nah. No way. Here you go. So, but at the same time, God is not going to touch the heart of rogues that you killed or attacked yourselves for. So when you are done, you will get rid of the rogues and you will demand for a system that works, a system that actually punishes bad behaviors and reward good behaviors. That's the system that can then guarantee safety of the electricity cables, government infrastructures, lives and properties, where you have a system where anything goes, even Allah, go put on his AirPod. Go and deal with yourself. Stop shouting my name. I'm not deaf. Or do you think Allah is deaf? Do you think God is deaf? Every day you wake up. Bá mi gbẹ́rù mi o bàbá. Bá mi gbẹ́rù mi dórí. Má ṣe dá mi dá bùkátà mi o, Jésù ọba ìyè. You know that song now? Bá mi gbẹ́rù mi o bàbá. Wá bá mi gbẹ́rù mi dórí. Má ṣe dá mi dá bùkátà mi o, Jésù ọba ìyè. And so Jesus answered in heaven, Yára gbẹ́rù ẹ o ọmọ, kò yára gbẹ́rù ẹ ní kíá. Ṣó fẹ́ sọ mí dà lábàárò ni o, Jésù kì í rẹ́rù ìyà. Only those who understand Yoruba will understand that, but let me try it in English. And I won't sing it because it's going to be horrible, okay? So the song is simply like, when people sing, please, Heavenly Father, come and help me. The yoke of my so is too heavy. Heavenly Father, this load is too heavy. I call on you to please come and help me carry this, my life load. It's a song and it's a prayer too. But that was when the load was pretty much not this heavy. Okay? When a bag of rice is not 85,000. When electricity tariff is not over 100,000 a month. Okay? So when Indomie Big Daddy was still 50 naira and Omo Soft was still 15 naira, when Peak Milk was still 45 naira, you understand? I mean, when the liter of petroleum was 67 naira, you could sing that song and God will help you carry on. Right now, with the cost of living and everywhere, you go out there, come and sing, come and help me carry my load. Heavenly Father, this load is too heavy for me. Please help me carry it. And then Jesus just answered from heaven like, Alaye, carry your load. You better hurry up and carry your load now. Now it's yours. So I am not a load carrier, son. Carry it yourself. Baba mi gbẹ́rù mi o baba. Bá mi gbẹ́rù mi dórí. Má ṣe dá mi dá bùkátà mi o, Jésù ọba ìyè. Yára gbẹ́rù rẹ ọmọ. Yára gbẹ́rù rẹ ní kíá. Ṣó fẹ́ sọ mí dà lábàárò ni o, Jésù kì í rẹ́rù ìyà. Stop calling on God to come and do what man can do. Stop encouraging and supporting criminals to be in charge of your affair, then turning around to ask God to come and touch their hearts. It is called pig fooling. You have to stop it. Right? Let's get to the next one. Advising people these days is something that is very, very complex or complicated. Sometimes they may tell you, Shemobere advice, did I ask you to advise me? And exactly, somebody just got that there. Cry your cry, and let me cry my cry. Carry your cross, not carry my own. If you use Oshuka, if you use your own head. Anyhow, just be yourself. Nobody is coming to help you for anything if you are not really showing the sign that you are willing to help yourself. That is what that song is. You need to show the sign that you want to help yourself. You cannot keep promoting, supporting mediocrity, incompetence, inefficiency over, competence and all that. Then hide behind the cloak of religion, the cloak of tribe and ethnic and all of that. When the consequences of all of these, all of these actions and decisions of yours comes biting, right? You don't turn around and say, we are one, let us, no, come on. God is not going to do what man will do. He will do what he said he will do. He will do what he said he will do, or he will never do what a man can do. Yeah? So, talking about advice, I think when you look at the Nigerians, there are many times that they lie to them, so many times, all the time. And you know something about Nigerians is that they sometimes want the lies to be true. They know it's a lie. Okay? Typical Nigerians knows when these rogues are lying to them, but somehow, because of religion, some of them really do want to believe the lie. Not just believe the lie. They actually want the lie to be true. So they will ask you, but what if it's true? But it's not true, Baba. I know it's not true. I know it's not, but I'm just saying that what if it's true? Martinelli, I know it's not true. What if it's true? What should I say? What? Say, no, you don't get it. You don't get it. We know that Thiefnubu has no plan. Okay, he has shown that he has no real plan for Nigeria. Economy, security, job creation, name it. He has no real plan. Well, he has one single plan. He has plans to expand the tax base, print money, borrow money, and all of that. But Baba, you don't get plan. Yeah, I know that you agree that there's no plan per se. Yes, I do, Maiyegun. But what I'm saying is that, what if we try to be positive? Let's assume there is plan. How can you assume? No, Maiyegun, you don't get it. Oh, you don't get. I know that Thiefnubu no get plan, but I'm just saying that as a Christian, let's assume that. Let's just assume that he has a plan, and there's nothing God cannot do. Me, I just want to be positive. I just want to be positive so that, Nigeria is our country. We have no other country to go to. Instead of wishing her bad, let's just wish her good. Let's just wish that there is a plan. Or let's just wish that God just touch him and he just show him the way. That's what I'm saying, Maiyegun. This person is saying something that is not real. They are so desperate to make sure that it is real because they want to be positive about Nigeria. Have you met some of them like that? Yeah? When they will approach you and say, I know that Thiefnubu did not win. He rigged, okay? But what I'm saying is that, what if it is the God's will? Even if somebody want to go and rob, let me tell you something. If somebody want to go and rob a bank, if God does not bless it, it will not be successful. Honestly, go and check Leviticus 20:20. Yeah, it happens to the people of Levites. I just want you to know that it's spiritual. So if I won't go rob bank now, if I be successful, I even say God say, hey, approve me to rob that bank. Yeah, I know you may not believe it. I know you are somebody who don't believe, who don't have faith. But let me tell you something. Tell me something. Tell me rubbish that is kind of playing in your head. Something that tells you this thing is black. Oh yeah, it is black, but with faith, we can say it's white. Let's be positive. Let us come together. What if God just wanted to use Thiefnubu to stop corruption? Have you heard that one before? Oh, I don't hear shege of mentally deranged people in APC, Baba, to the point that, You go the one that say, oh, are these the ones that we have to share the same country with or your law? Educated people. Maybe God, you see, maybe God just wanted, even if God says no, even if Thiefnubu pay everybody, even if Thiefnubu buy everybody, if God says no, like so, he will fail. But the fact that it's because I say, okay, now that he is here now, do you think it is God that is now? People are complaining too much. People like to complain too much. Be smart in Nigerians, everything complain. Instead of you to pray for him, instead of us to pray for our leaders, to pray to God to guide them. We pray to God to guide them. And I'm just like, oh, I'm done. I'm exhausted. You cannot win. I don't think we can win this. And that is why we have to spend much of our time now on the young ones. And I'm so happy. The majority of you watching me here, majority of you are dry bones. Dry fish. The last 10 years has been a journey for all of us, hasn't it? It has been a journey. About for 12 years now, there are those who are here watching me right now, that there is nothing you can say, okay, that is ever going to make them change from their disastrous path laid down by the establishments in Nigeria. Religion, wash your mouth. Leadership, don't you have respect? You don't have home training. Those who are ready to shut you down and all of that, using all those sundry stuff, you are like fish, dry fish, majority of you. I have succeeded in putting majority of you back inside water, soak you inside that water of detoxification, system cleansing, rejuvenation, a bit of entire system reformatting. Some people have broken to pieces. They are no longer here with us. Some of you are here today, to the glory of the universe, to the blessing of the universe. You have become better than who you were when you were still pretty much inside Nigeria. My own preaching is not to take you to any special heaven. It is to take you to your own created heaven. If they say heaven is so beautiful, then experience it here by rejecting the hell that is being foisted on you. Do you understand that? So I've succeeded in getting a lot of us sort of detoxified. The toxicity of ethnicism, religious, and all of those things no longer work on some of you, but some of you too have become irredeemable. Yeah, I have people who are irredeemable here. Older guys, you can't help them. And I'm not going to try. That is why my message is to continue to speak directly to this younger generation. The ones that should never be misled by your religious deceits. God, they choose leader. Who was that Olori Buruku that first said that, Gosef? Because I remember growing up in Nigeria and hearing some of these pastors, some of these imams, clerics, saying Allah, they choose leader. Allah choose leader. It's God that chooses leader. Who was that Olori Buruku that started that statement in the first place? Because I have to make sure that this new generation of young people, they will ask you, whenever you want to play that card on them, yeah, they will counter you. They will ask you. So are you saying that God hates Nigeria so much that only horrible, horrible human beings they are giving you as your leaders? The ones that are destroying the future for generations yet unborn. and you want to say, now God, they choose leader, will kill you there, kind of. So those are the generation I'm talking to. Sure you get? The ones that you can no longer deceive by, now God, let us pray. And I'm beginning to see a lot of them now. Say nonsense, nonsense. Look at me very well, ladies and gentlemen, brethren. Ordinarily, I told you that if you see anybody that is living abroad, supporting APC, Ebekebe, or trying to cajole you about Thiefnubu, telling you that you need to give him time, you need to give him patience, and the rest of that, it is very easy. If you see them on social media, just go under them. You can tell they live abroad. Go under their post and pray for them. Mr. Kayode, thank you so much for your prayers for Thiefnubu, and that may Thiefnubu succeed. I say amen, Mr. Kayode. Well, Mr. Kayode, I can see that you are living in Canada. You and your family, safe, sound, and healthy. Wow, that's so great, Mr. Kayode. I have one prayer for you. And I don't know if it's going to work on you or not, okay? Just tell them and say, that beautiful reform and that greatness that you are praying for Thiefnubu to achieve for Nigeria, the reform that Thiefnubu is doing, that they said that people can suffer now, they will enjoy later, and all of that. And you believe that from your faraway base in Canada, where you have your family safely tucked away. Abi, Mr. Kayode, whatever Thiefnubu's dream is for Nigeria shall be the portion of your family. The portion, whatever the average children are facing in Nigeria of that Thiefnubu is reforming, when Thiefnubu finishes with that reform, whatever becomes the fate of those young children that are going to be born into debt and poverty in Nigeria shall be the portion of your own family, your children, okay? And just say amen, because if Thiefnubu's reform is to give the children good life, so shall it be for your children. So if Thiefnubu's policy makes life easier for an average Nigerian, as you are saying that only enemies of Nigeria that are criticizing Thiefnubu, but you are in Canada, you and your family, your children, okay? Great, enjoy it. But whatever it is that Thiefnubu is trying to do in Nigeria, it will succeed. And that success of that thing shall be the portion of you, your children, your entire family. I mean, everyone that is associated with you. You shouldn't fight. Just say amen. That was the prayer they prayed to somebody. And Mr. Kayo, they won't run mad. So then that's when you will know that an average supporter of APC, they know what they are doing. They do. They'll tell you, you are just enemy. By the time you finish last song, don't think they don't know what they are doing. They do. So stop fighting them. You can even type it down, and then save it in a draft. Instead of typing, fighting everybody on social media, you don't need to fight anybody. Once you click their profile and you see them in their dirty ding in Nigeria, don't waste your prayer. Their own life don't spoil. Thiefnubu will finish the rest. Leave them with Thiefnubu in Nigeria. You see those ones who are abroad, just click their profile and see, oh, it's like this one is in abroad. Go and copy your draft. Mommy Twinny, God bless you, ma, for this prayer and advice that we should support Thiefnubu and Nigeria will be great. Mommy Twinny, I support your advice, ma. And please open your two hands. Let me pray for you, Mommy Twinny. all of the reforms of Thiefnubu, as the Thiefnubu's reform is changing Nigerian lives. Nigeria is getting better, and Nigeria is going to be great. Mommy 20, all of the greatness, all of the success, all of the result and the consequences of Thiefnubu's reform shall be the portion of, it shall be your portion, it shall be the portion of your children, it shall be be specific. Here you get that, be specific. Don't, there's a reason why I said it's a prayer point. Don't fight them, just go there. Moment 20, all of Thiefnubu's reforms that will make Nigeria great and all of that. So that when Thiefnubu finishes, Nigeria is going to be so great. We look forward to that. Oh, Moment 20, but here is my prayer for you. All the great things that Thiefnubu reform will bring to Nigeria, all of the Nigerians that will benefit and the greatness and all of that shall be your portion. Your children shall face the same thing the children in Nigeria will face in their lives under Thiefnubu. Your parents, they will face what other parents are facing under Thiefnubu in Nigeria. By the time this reform is done, your entire household, your entire family, they shall be exactly what Thiefnubu wishes for Nigeria. She been a prayer. An average JPC, will tell you that now you be the enemy. Thiefnubu mean well. You pray that prayer. They asked one weary online and this madman just suddenly run. It's like, your children will suffer. Your kiniko will suffer. Poverty will kill kiniko. So, Mr. K, Mommy 20, you know that APC is about poverty. That people are going to, children are going to be born in poverty and a lot of people are going to die in that poverty. And yet you are calling it renewed shege, renewed hope. So when they now wish the renewed shege on you, you lose it. In Jesus' name, it will the God that I serve, we will destroy. Mama Kilode, you know the one who are calling people unpatriotic right now, because they refuse to settle for less, and that's exactly what So advising people, I said, it's no longer like my forte. Put it that way, because people will still do what they have to do. Especially where criminals who are lying to them have not ceased. Yesterday we spoke about their attempt to target the pension fund. And that guy is back. This is what he had to say. He denies. He said, see, by law, the law allows them to go and use Nigeria pension fund for investment. Because indeed, they could print the money out for them later. So Thiefnubu want to take 20 trillion pension fund, give it to his friend, Shaguri, and his son, Sheyi. That's massive, right? But the trust there is that it will probably make sense if indeed the 20 trillion is going to be used to construct the coastal road. That would be wonderful. So all the pensioners can just go on, they will just issue bond in 5 years or in 10 years. They can begin to earn money from the motorway, the highway that they want to build. But the pensioners will not receive a dime because Thiefnubu and his gang, Shaguri and Co., they will build, if they manage to do the 44 kilometers they want to construct for 1.1 trillion. So if they succeed in building that, they'll put toll gate there and the money goes straight into Thiefnubu's pockets. Lagos state government is constructing Lekki-Epe Expressway. And they gave the contract to Thiefnubu's friend, Shaguri, or so. So I think a CCAC, sorry. Now they finished, they didn't even finish constructing the expressway. They did it to halfway, and Thiefnubu started collecting toll gate that his own son mounted there and collecting the toll gates. Toll from everybody passing. The road is uncompleted. The road was not built by them. But today, the road and the toll gate is not owned by Lagos State government. It is owned by them. Sheyi Thiefnubu. You didn't have to. Baba Omoru, easy stuff. Like you two, if you become multi-billionaire that way now, you don't have to borrow money from bank. Okay? You don't have to take money from your inheritance. All they have to do is just use government's name, take money, establish something, and then hand it over to you to start collecting rent. So trust is a big thing. But here is what Wale Johnson
I
has to
noticed
say.
that there are stories making the rounds that the federal government plans to illegally access the hard-earned savings and pension contributions of workers. Nothing could be further from the truth. The pension industry, like most of the financial industry, is highly regulated. There are rules, there are limitations about what pension money can be invested in and what it cannot be invested in. The federal government has no intention whatsoever to go beyond those limits and go outside those bounds, which are there to safeguard the pensions of workers. Now, what was announced to the Federal Executive Council, merely for noting, merely for information, no approval was sought for any action whatsoever, was that there was an ongoing initiative drawing in all the major stakeholders in the long-term savings industry, those that handle funds that are available over a long period, to see how within the rules, within the regulations and the laws, these funds could be used maximally, most effectively, to drive investment in key growth areas, infrastructure, housing, and of course, to find a way to provide Nigerians with affordable mortgages. Within this context, there's no attempt or no consideration to provide less safe investments for pension funds or even insurance funds or any investment funds that are made available. No attempt whatsoever to increase the risk, no attempt whatsoever to lower the returns that would otherwise be earned. And we must remember that the federal government possesses the ability to provide guarantees where such are needed in order to unlock funding that will lead to growth, creation of jobs, and alleviation of poverty. It is an ongoing conversation, a challenge, a test for the best and the brightest in the financial industry to come up with solutions that, whilst safeguarding the long-term savings, do provide an avenue that can help to boost growth in the economy.
Nuisance lele.
Hang on, though. Is this how these guys actually really talk in real life? That they will say all manner of jargons to actually avoid answering a question. Then they will sound like they are intelligent, or do people actually listen to them? Like listen to them, what they are saying, like proper, you know, or people just kind of listen out to the buzzwords. That sounds like somebody intelligent is talking. Could you make any sense out of what that guy said there? Like straight answer. Are you spending the pension fund? The FEC approved that you could spend 20 trillion from the pension fund. Because, of course, as a government, they can write security bond. Okay? But Nigeria's security bond will soon become so worthless. As what you are writing the bonds on will no longer be able to pay for them. It's getting to that, okay? So what that means is that, oh, okay, the 20 trillion, Abi, or yeah, issue security bond of 20 trillion. So whenever the pensioners want their money, we can just go and sell the bond. Whoever want to buy it and collect the money and give it to them. But that money is there right now. We need to use that money. Then they started talking about affordable housing. When they said the 20 trillion, yeah, their law says it could be invested, but it's not by government. There's a pension fund. That fund in it is not just the money. It is those managing the fund. That's why it's called pension fund managers. Pension fund managers will inform the pensioners or everyone and say, well, we are investing this part of your money on so and so, not government security bond, so that they can steal the money and issue a worthless paper. The first come to us, they will go and print the money for them. I'm going to go and print the money for them, Joe. We don't have anything to sell or anything to give them. Then they said they want to use the pension money. They want to invest it in order to attract investments. That's why I said, is that how these guys actually thought? Do you actually really listen to them? Apart from what they write about them in the papers, or you see them on TV, or you see them reading some prepared speech, and they tell you they have this qualification, that qualification, this, that. In the Nigerian setting, you know, he's attended this in Harvard, he attended this in Oxford, he's been to Cambridge, he's been to this, he's been to that, to boost the profile of emptiness. That's the finance minister of Nigeria. So they needed 20 trillion naira pension fund in order to attract investors to Nigeria, in order to end poverty. And what else? So people should not worry. Even if government spend your money, we can always give you back. Government's money, don't worry. Including all your interest. If you're worried about the interest on your pension, don't worry, we'll give you back. But we need the money now. We want to build road. We want to build housing. Like I said, advising Nigerians is like talking to the wall most of the time. So if you have your money in that place, I'm talking about those of you who have real money now, not like me, maybe I'm belong. Those of you who have real money, the ideal thing is to do your best and keep your money in hard currencies now. You will thank me later. You will. Okay? When I was reading about the Zimbabwe hyperinflation, except something happened in that contraption now. Except that you have less than 4 years to reach the rock bottom. You have less than 4 years. If they don't put a break on this looting, stealing, mismanagement, and incompetence, if they don't put a break on it, you have less than 4 years before you reach the rock bottom. And I don't know what that looks like. I can tell you. I can feel it. It's not good. It's not. So yeah, Obi was seen at a program organized by the fellow of Institute of Chartered Bankers, and they said he's one of them. He was also seen at Dele Momodu's 64th birthday, get together or speech, kind of. But he was talking about setting priorities at a point. But let me show you this first.
Yes, that was none other than the Honorable Commissioner of Information and Communications, ACA. Thank you very much for those words. For someone who said he talked too much at that interview, you definitely kept this Google message very short. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for those remarks. Executive Governor of Anambra State, Mr. Peter Obi, please I've been advised that we have a seat for you on stage. A round of applause for him. Thank you very much, sir. The president is insisting that you should be on stage. Thank you very much, sir. You're most welcome, His Excellency. Excellency, the former executive governor of Anambra State, Mr. Peter Obi. A round of applause for him. He joins the rest of the state. Mr. Peter Obi, FCIB. Thank you, sir. You're most welcome. It is an honor to have you with us today, His Excellency, former Executive Governor of Anambra State, Mr. Peter Obi, FCIB. You're most welcome, sir.
Yeah, just on the side. And I think now at another forum, right? Or is it a similar one? But he was talking here about priorities. If you have so amount of money, you could actually use them. You see, you know what? Nigeria was expecting to generate, listen to this, they were planning to generate 9 billion naira from taxes. Then they were expecting, they were expecting 4 trillion from taxes. And they're expecting at least 5 trillion from other levies, taxes, like custom duties and all that. Baba, there are a media report that says, oh, Nigeria custom has made 3 trillion in revenue between January and March. Customs also have seized in other news that you kind of see all around. And then you go back and be like, okay, how much is Nigeria's revenue now? Do you know that Nigeria was planning to at least have generated by now maybe 2 trillion from all revenue the first quarter? Nigeria has only generated about 390 billion naira. 390 billion. Nigeria is bankrupt. All avenue to actually get money is gone. What this Thiefnubu and gang are doing now is that they are printing money. And I told you when I was looking at that of how Zimbabwe got to where they are, even though we understand that there are so many sanctions against them, and the final stroke that broke the camel's back was when they did that, nationalization of or redistribution of land, of farms, and the white farmers were told to leave. That was the end of it. Papa Mori, $100 trillion Zimbabwe dollar. Stroke won't catch me for teeth. I was like, $100 trillion. They said, when I was reading about that, it all started from when the sanctions were coming. Sanctions, like sanctions, okay? And then Mugabe was adamant. So they started underpricing everything that comes from the place. Why most don't even want to get anything from them? So the trade plummeted, right? And gradually, the Zimbabwe Central Bank just started printing money. We are not going to make enough money from taxes, from revenues, then let's print it. They started printing money since early 90s. By the time they get to the end of the 20s, by 2010, Zimbabwe to finish. What APC, Egbekegbe did to Nigeria in the last 9 years, they were all supposed to be rounded up, arrested, and shot aside, all of them. I don't know how many they are. Anybody associated with APC, a national shooter site, kind of. For you to understand the level of crime they have wreaked on Nigeria, generations to come. they will suffer it. And by the time Thiefnubu is done, Napoli Bagun are going to take the carry money, go buy bread. And it's not a wish. It is because he believes so much in that idea of, if we don't have enough money, let's print it. Priority to them is what gives them more money. That's what it will be the priority, not you. But here is what this guy has to say, Obi.
First, to invite Mr. Peter Obi, presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general elections.
The chairman of the occasion and our dear president, my own, Your Excellencies, let me stand on all due and existing protocols. Now mine is a very simple one. First is to say big congratulations of your birthday, Dele Mahmoud. And thank you for what you did here, because until you said it, when we came in here, we were wondering what happened to this place. It's unfortunate that you have to be the one to change this place rather than Nigeria. So thank you very much for that contribution. He's the one who changed the carpet and everything. That's how Nigeria works, lack of maintenance. So it's important that it's noted. And thank you for showing that we need to maintain a place. Because, like you said, you shouldn't have been the one doing it. We must learn to maintain before we build a new one. We should stop doing new one until we finish the existing ones. Number two, I thank the guest lecturer for what you did and what you said. Thank you. When the president of Ghana said they are generating and distributing 5,000 megawatts, I was wondering, Ghana with 1/7 of our population probably generates and distributes more than us. I was doing the calculation and we're discussing with Governor Duke. We must declare emergency in power. And the way to go is very simple. Embedded power, and insist on gas supply. We have gas. We have it all over the place. I do not think, yes, we need the dollars, but I think making Nigeria more productive and pulling our people out of poverty, especially in the north, will give us far more value and dollars than focusing on exports. I think it's time to declare emergency. Geometric has shown it in Aba that embedded power will help us in that emergency. We should encourage it all over Nigeria. Thank you.
And he also said, talking about the judiciary, he had this to say.
Has been bastardized and made a laughingstock due to controversial judgments in recent years.
The existence of Nigeria. If we have business will thrive, investments will thrive, democracy will thrive, because people will now do the right things. But because today our judiciary has become as transactional as our businesses.
Obi maintains that for Nigeria to be taken seriously in the Community of Nations, there must be a full return to the rule of law, pointing out the need for the judiciary to launder its image for the good of the country.
We must.
So that was on the judiciary, just a mention, okay? That's a mention on the side. Well, you mentioned something about the oil. Well, the news we have here is that Bokohari has collected. How many of you remember that time that they gave a check of $25 billion for the sale of the oil blocks? Sometimes in 2016. Another one is due from next year. People renovate their, what do you call it? They renovate their oil license or licenses every 10 years. One of the reasons why Jonathan had to go, among many other reasons, so for this northern terrorist, was that for the first time in a very long time, Southerners were beginning to get the licenses where they could actually own the oil blocks. And that was unacceptable. And from what the rumor they heard, 2015, Jonathan had to go because the renewal of all oil block licenses was due to be carried out in 2016. So if Jonathan had been re-elected, there is possibility today that most of those possibility, don't take my word for it, because we will never know. All right, we will never know. But there's this plan that if Jonathan was there for the second term, right, most of the oil blocks in Nigeria, in Niger Delta region, more than 80% of it will be owned by the Niger Deltans or Southerners, because the licenses of some of these oil companies, or sorry, oil blocks, is, you know, they were given to themselves like a gift. You get that now? So they give it to them to go and sell it and come and pay for the license. So in 2016, Nigeria made $25 billion. Where is that money now? That is to say, Nigeria sold the future prospect, oil prospects, to those who are exploring the oil now. They paid. So when they removed Jonathan, and in 2016, Bokohari became very sick. So he lived most of his life in London hospital then. So the then NNPC chairman, Maiyegun, had to leave the acting president in Nigeria. That was Pastor Ruga, Oshunbade, Ikene Shatabandu. He was left in Nigeria. Maiyegun flew to London to go and see Abakiyari and report back that this is it. The sale of these new oil licenses and all of that came to $25.1 billion. That was how much oil they were to take for 10 years by those people they sold that to. And at the same time, we are royalty. That is why Nigeria, when Nigeria is a producing country, that's one lie that we must not let our children grow up to tell. Nigeria is not an oil producing country. Nigeria has oil, but Nigeria is oil rent taking country. Nigeria has no single technology in our own oil industry. All Nigeria does is just sell it and collect money. And then when those oil explorers are taking all the oil, all they have to do is to give the account of how much oil they were taking, so that Nigeria can collect royalty of 46% or something. Nigeria is not even collecting up to 50% of our oil revenue. Do you know that? Even though they call you oil country, Nigeria is the only oil producing country that is not producing our own oil in the world. Not in charge, not a single technology of its, right there in their own industry. Only collecting royalty. Royalty is when they get the oil out, the owners of the oil blocks, they will take their money, and every other people that has a share in it, they will take theirs, and Nigeria will collect 46% or so. 46%, not even 50% of Nigeria oil money goes to Nigeria. Can you believe that? Even the 46% self, shishi, I know they see anymore because they've sold the NNPC to themselves. So NNPC is not like an agent helping Nigeria to sell crude oil. They will now be the one to tell you how much Nigeria is making from crude oil. It doesn't matter how much liter of petroleum, crude oil that is being taken from Nigeria. So the story, Sha, is that this is why they can't give Dangote crude oil. So Dangote would have to go to Texas. They said he has already signed a deal that America will supply Dangote 24 million barrel of crude oil in a space of 3 years. The whole abracadabra, the whole deceit, the whole scam scheme continue to run deep. But it is Nigeria, darling. It is a crime scene. If they explain Nigeria to you, and you are not upset, angry, my dear, they never really explain Nigeria to you. Okay? It's a sad one. So yeah, Dangote Refinery, I don't know when it's going to start to work anymore. Maybe 2029, maybe 2030. But they continue to drop all these stories here and there to continue to get you anticipate, hopeful. I don't know why they do that to you. So this afternoon was a report of one of their tank farm where they keep their imported finished products, AGO, diesel, petroleum, which is PMSC, which other one? Now kerosene, jet fuel, and all of that stuff. They import them because Nigeria can no longer refine any goddamn shit, man. Listen, Nigeria used to refine our own crude oil. Would you even believe this? The Nigeria refineries were working at least over 70% capacity when these criminals came in. And 2-3 years after that, the entire refineries stopped working. These guys have spent over $6 billion refurbishing Nigeria refineries. And up to this moment, zero liter of oil is being refined from that place. But there are workers, there, staff, senior staff who are buying cars, collecting salaries, collecting promotions, going on trainings and all of that stuff, producing 0 liter of petroleum and trillions of your money down the drain. So yeah, one of their farms was on fire this afternoon. I don't know the owner. I think it's an NNPC. I don't know if that's going to probably affect your supplies or the price is going to jump up again. But one firefighter truck, one fire truck next to that huge tank farms, that tells you all you need to know. Like, do you even need a fire truck? Or you just have a center point where they just need to plug their hose, endless water. Because once the water in that truck finishes, right, they would have to wait and go and get another water. Incompetency, inefficiency, and corruption kills. I hope you know that. They do. Here is another thing I want to share with you. This one is for those of you who love, what do you call that thing again? UK used phones. Listen, if you are buying an iPhone, I don't know why people buy used iPhone. Like, why would you? I would, although if I was in Nigeria, but like living in this country, it makes me feel like, why would you buy a used iPhone understanding the whole security, as what do you call it, the security features, security and all that, that's kind of surrounds that, right? But Niger, there are people whose phones have been stolen from the UK, and you'll find them, a lot of them in China. You can check the location of your phone. You'll see them in Lagos, computer village in Lagos. Because those who have stolen phones here, right, they will sell them to those who are selling used phone in Nigeria. And they will tell them it is UK used phones, okay? But what I don't understand is when people buy their brand new phones in Nigeria and it got stolen in Nigeria, and then they got tracked, what would you do if this happened to you? I saw this online. I was like, I'm going to bring it to the temple to ask all of you, because I bet some of you probably have seen this before, right? What would you do in this situation? As the phone owner, or as the person who bought the phone that is considered stolen?
Let me see. From the back. This is my phone. I can't imagine. This is my phone on my phone. Can you imagine? I don't understand. What kind of what? Let's see the phone. Wait, are you okay? This is my phone. Are you okay? This is my phone. Even the back is still here. Can you imagine robbing the phone? So I don't understand what is going on. I bought this phone with my money. See, I want you over to the police now because this is my phone now. Someone stole this phone from me and you are telling me robbing. I'm going to hand you over to police and you bring that I lost my bag and my phone and you are here telling me rubbish. I'm 200,000 inside and it's inside our bag. I don't know what you're talking about. I bought this phone with my money. I'm going to hand you over to the police. I bought it with my money. I don't know what you're saying. We are handing you over to the police. I'm handing you over to the police. That's just because this is my phone. I'm not going to live here without collecting my phone from you. Because this is just. Okay, wait. Anyway, let me just call the person that sold this phone from me, please. Well, yeah, call the person. Just call the person. I don't understand. How will you just walk in and be telling me my phone I bought my hard-earned money? So I don't understand. Can you imagine the park? You know what? I'm just surprised. The park is still there. The park is still. This is the park now. It's nothing changed. Not like I see they even changed the park or something. Everything is still like that. Can you imagine? You are gonna bring down my bag and my phone right away. Seriously. That's just. Give me the excuse me. Wait, don't try to. See, I don't even need to die. I just want them over to the police. When I hand her over to the police, she will bring my bag and my phone. That's just it. Because it's not even only this phone and collect. Let's call the person that we had. Call the person now. Call the person for friends. The number is not going. You can die me. The number is not going. The number is not going. I don't know what happened. The number is not going. It's not going through. This is my phone. I bought this. Wait, give her the phone. Bring this phone. See, I'm going to report. You are going to the police station, right? You are going to the police station. What do you want to tell me? Bring that phone. What I'm going to the police station. Right? Let's go to the police station. Yanne, I'm going to get the camera. Step your finger and give them. This is my phone, man. I don't know what to put. I bought this phone with my money. We are handing you over to the police right now. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Can you imagine? We're here. Along the road, enter road. Can you imagine? Opposite Unity Hall. It's your work in the back. Yeah. The guy I bought this phone from, this is a gift. So, brand gift. How many villa? Don't worry, you're going to give me my 200,000 right now. Can you imagine rubbish? Yes. Call the team, let's come there. I don't know where the number. This is so hard. If you like, call him or her. I don't understand what is going on. No problem.
The police are coming, right?
Yes, they're coming.
Give me the phone. This is... See, you are broken my phone. Can you imagine? Okay, you know what? Let's just go to the guy's house. That is the guy. We are going to the guy's house. Let's go. Let's go. No. Let's go to the guy's house. Now we are going to the guy's house and stole this phone from me. That is the best. I think that is the best. Let's go to the guy's house.
So what are you gonna do? Like if I see my phone in your hand, I think I'll react the same way. This phone is personal. And you can always see like, no, that's my phone. So Nigeria is a place that you wonder why people kind of steal phones. Because a system where they steal phones here too. Don't get me wrong, they steal phones here, but it is not lucrative. You have to be part of an international syndicate. Like, for example, now China, they have an international syndicate that they put them in Canada, in the United States, and then here in the UK. So the moment they steal your iPhone or steal any of your smartphone, because you can't use them here. You can't. I mean, you can't, can you? I think you can't. Anyway, so they send them back to China, where they will go and reformat them, reconfigure, do this, do that, and they will now ship them straight to Africa. Yeah, you don't know that they do that. They do. You think it's just about you calling your friend to help you get UK used phone. Oh. Your friend will go to the shop, the Paki shops, the Asian shops here, even some Nigerian shops here, okay, who are repairing some other phones and all that and putting them on sale and all that, right? Or buying them from girls who want to pawn their phone. Those girls who will pawn their phone for few drinks, right? So you see them and you go there and say, oh, I want to buy UK used. Most of them are stolen too. And you know something, even those who pawn their own phones, they will still report them stolen. So some of those package shops we have in the UK, they are just like collection centers. There's a record that more than, listen, this one is not a joke. They say there is more than 10,000 or, is it 10,000 or 13,000 people who actually loses their phone. Friday weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There are those every other weekend, more than 15,000 people just drop their phones or lose them upon them. Pawning your phone is just to walk straight into a shop and say, how much will you buy my Samsung Galaxy 22? This one on my old phone, right? If I take this to a shop now, right? So maybe somebody will pawn it for me for maybe 300 pounds. Okay. Then I will just call my network provider. My phone is stolen. And if I still have warranty on that, they will send me a brand new one. That's it. So you that I pawn it to, right? I mean, I pawn the phone to. If you're part of the syndicate, all you have to just put all of them in a bag and all of that, and then China. And then from China, repack, Nigeria, Africa. And it can come like it's new or fairly used or UK used, America used, and stuffs like that. But in Nigeria, where you steal a phone and they sold that and you kind of see your phone one-on-one. I've seen people who travel from the US to China to go and look for their phone because the location of where their phone was, the last location was somewhere like Wuhan. I mean, so I do ask myself that why would you buy? I've bought used phones before. When I was in Nigeria, I used to kind of get myself some smartphone, but not iPhone, not all these ones. But like, I do wonder, Sha, how it feels to buy iPhone, the high quality sort of secure phone device in that place, and somebody just chopped it and said, "Hello, here, they inside here," and then you are just there like, "I'm not a thief. I bought this phone. I bought it." Say, "But yeah, but it was stolen. I bought it." Kind of. So to avoid all of that, Sha. But Nigeria, I don't know if my advice will work for you. Okay, but shit happens there, right? So another thing that I've seen people kind of deliberate upon, this one is me kind of trying to give it back into Thiefnubu and his gang, okay? So it is the announcement. Since Thiefnubu and gang are mostly interested in taking rent, they are the rent-seeking rogues. They will tax you until there's nothing to tax you for anymore. And you'll just be dear liar. And they will never give anything back, ever. You can continue to hope and be like, oh, maybe they will do this or maybe they will do that. They won't do anything, but they will tax you to possibly to extinction. I promise you that one, because we have seen that happen many times where Thiefnubu continue to brag that, why would you even brag that your success is highest revenue generation? Like all of now will be say you claim to be educated. You are saying Thiefnubu grew Lagos IGR from 13 billion. Abi? No, sorry, I think it was from 1 billion to 2 billion. Then Fashola grew it from 2 billion to 7 billion, Abi? Ambode grew it to 13 billion. And now Sanwo could claim to have grew the IGR to 27 billion. Okay. All of this sound good. Okay. But this was just money being taken from people. This is not coming from any means of, oh, there are more businesses now. There are more people working and paying taxes now. And they are getting the return on their taxes every now and then. No, it's just like rent seeking. Rent seeking people are just like, I can just wake up and be like, hey, all of you, the member of the Temple of Truth, your viewing charges from now on, you know, say your viewing charges is free. It's not going to be free anymore. Your viewing charges is going to be $20. Maiyegun, $20, bawo. Is it not just for us to come and enjoy you here? No, $20. You're not paying it. You cannot watch me again. You know, some people will be like, okay, yeah, fuck it. I'll go and watch something else. I don't have $20. But some of you, stubborn and love Maiyegun, this is just $20. I love him. I'll pay $20 to watch him. So maybe from 1,000, maybe from 2,000, you drop to 1,000. So the 1,000 started giving me $20. And I woke up again and I'm like, hello guys. $20 by 1,000 people is $20,000. This is not okay. Now we need to expand. Expand the tax basket. Those who are not paying now, we have to make them pay so that the basket can be bigger. And everybody clap. Hey, Maiyegun, that's true, that's true. It is going to be $50 now. Maiyegun, $50, bawo, from 20. You didn't even do 25, even 30. Me, I will even pay 35 or 40. Maiyegun, 50 is too much. Out of 1,000 that were paying $20, 500 of you say, well, so enough. I don't get $20, I don't get 50. I don't do again. Remain 500. Remember that when I had 2,000 of you paying me nothing, I'm still existing, Abi. Then we agreed that you should pay me $20 each. Out of 2,000, I lost 1,000. Not interested. Automatically, I've got 20,000. So I can tell people that my genius, my smartness, my platform conveniently makes $20,000 every month. And some of you will sit down there, oh, this guy is a genius. So, hey, how you take Duam? He very, very smart. Can you imagine $20,000? But others will sit through and say, what is it? He's not doing anything. It's just that 1,000 people agree to give him their money. That's why he's making the 20,000. If all of them says they are not giving him their money anymore, he has not created anything. Not like he has created something or service or something they are buying. That if they don't buy it anymore, they are going to lose. So what? No, he has his kind of way. And these guys agree with him. And I'm like, 20,000 is too small. I'm going to make it 50 pounds, sorry, $50. And you know that $50, so I mean, let's say, okay, out of 1,000 people, I say $50, and 500 of you leave. I have 500 left. So remember, that means I have lost potential 1,500 people because of my greed. I'm still making myself feel good because I can hold on to you that 500. 100 pounds. It's not dollars anymore, 100 pounds. Because this ministry needs to grow. We have to grow fast. All of you, 100. So let's say 500 people now started paying 100 pounds every month. That will conveniently give me 50,000 pounds. So you won't talk about me losing 1,500 potential people. But since I have 500 who I can squeeze. So if I run broke again and I want to go to 100,000 revenue, I have to increase the revenue, the tax. Even if now only 300 people remain, we won't pay them. As long as the 300 agree to pay the 1,500 pounds every month tax, me, I can come here and tell you. Do you all remember that time when my platform was still free? Everybody will say, yeah, we remember. Today, this is a multi-million pound sterling. Now we make over 100,000 pounds sterling every month. I grew this platform from nothing to 100,000 pounds and 1.2 million pounds a year platform. That's exactly what they are doing in Lagos, and that's exactly what they will do. You see, when people are out of job, I mean unemployed people don't pay taxes, except for the other ones they impose on you. When you use your bank, when you send money, when you receive money, when you make phone calls, you know, all of those are, or when you buy pure water, or you buy anything at all, they will look for a means and ways to take from you as a poor person and jobless. But if you are employed, oh, you are the cash cow. You need to pay more taxes, my dear. Yeah, you know, a lot of people are not paying because they have no job. But you have job. Come on, man. Be grateful, eh? Just pay more, please, eh? Please, be good job. They won't even say jaw, they just take it. You just read about it and be like, no, they are taking all my money. But you won't do anything about it. What can you do? They'll take it anyway. So Thiefnubu and gang, they were celebrating that they were taking more money from people as an achievement. And they said it's going to grow the revenue of Nigeria. It's going to grow the Nigeria revenue the way it grew the revenue of Lagos. Now they don't grow the revenue now. When I come, they wonder why they are taxing you left, right, and center. Are you kidding me? Isn't that what they promised? On this particular one, I think it's all right when they tax you using the airports. I think that is the same all over the world, except in Nigeria where they talk about the VIP. About VIP, all of us go pass through the, what do you call it? The ticketing machine that is going to time us when we use the airport. Everybody should pass through it and pay. But they have to make it a news that Frostos Sotobokeyamo had to come out to say that the VIP in Nigeria will now have the President Thiefnubu has directed all of the government officials to they'll be paying for the what's that called again? The airport toll. They have to make an announcement, and I'm like, does people not pay? No, you pay to go to the airport. No, I mean if you are driving, I mean, you get that? Yeah, you pay, or else the whole place is just gonna be like, you know, it's an airport. So I don't know that in Nigeria the VIPs don't pay. You know, but this one is a tax I kind of feel like it's all right to maintain your airports, stop it from stinking, right? Listen to Bokeyamo and other things he had to say.
When we came to office, we met a tradition on the ground where at the end of the year, all manners of VIPs would approach us for what they call complimentary e-tags or complimentary stickers, whereby you see them coming into the airports, our airports nationwide. They don't pay the access fees. They don't pay for parking. They don't pay for essential services at the airports. And they are VIPs. And I told myself and my team, I said, not under my watch. It will not happen. If this tradition had been existing for years, I will not allow it to happen. Because it is inconceivable that in our country, it is the VIPs that don't pay for services, but it is the poor men that pay for services. The VIPs who are supposed to have money don't pay for services, but they compel poor men to pay for services. And I said, no. So I got my team together. I said, we need the backing of council to compel everybody. In fact, guess what? Our memo says, with the exception of the president and the vice president. The president overruled me. He said he and the vice president will pay. He said everybody. Let me give you the shocking statistics. Shocking. The negative figure that we get at the end of the day from the complimentary e-tags we get is 82% negative, in the negative. In other words, where we're supposed to have 100% income from these e-tags that we print, it is only 18% that will now end up selling. That is how bad it is. 18%. And 82% of these e-tags are given out free of charge to VIPs. So imagine the loss in my sector. And I asked myself, which other sector will I go to that they give me anything free? Is it because I'm a VIP that you say that in FCT I should not pay land charges, that they will waive it for me? I pay for that sector. I pay my...
So Tobokeyamo was addressing the press, telling them that Thiefnubu and the shitty man said they will pay toll fee. And everybody should pay their toll fee too. And I also say, pay your toll fee, pay your airport toll fee, VIP. Very, vagabond in power, VIPs, pay your own dues, right? Thank you so much, everyone. I am going to probably just take a few calls for those who might want to be part of this, right? And I don't know if my line is going to take us, and I do hope it does. That it takes us and we can have a wee chat around this before we go. We are not really so many tonight. And again, I mean, for those of you who have sent me messages of, oh, Maiyegun, right, how can I actually like get across and then send my own help based on this your current request? I have added these two links into this chart. So if for any reason you are interested in giving me the support in continued, upgrade of or completion of the upgrade of this studio before other things could happen, right? Use the link. It's always voluntary, okay? So I'm going to go try and make a fresh tea again. And when I get back, let's take calls. Let's talk a few minutes before we go to bed tonight. But don't go anywhere yet, so like the broadcast and I will be back.
Disable, àtisẹ́tẹ́, àti ń parọ́ tipẹ́, àtisẹ́tẹ́, tìtó òdìmú òdodo òsì mọ́, àtisẹ́tẹ́, kágbá.
So they're back, right? It's gonna take me more than that, longer than that to actually make my tea. So, well, I've not got that much time, but I do have a caller on the line.
Aye, Baba.
Irumole. Baba.
Aye, Baba. Brother, I'm so sure.
How are you?
How is my children and I take care how are they?
Everyone is fine.
And then make I first ask for before I go ask of you yourself.
Everyone is fine, Baba. So is everybody.
Thank God. Help me greet them. My regards to them. Thank you for your good job. We just pray that they will listen. That is my own because, like the toll gate they are talking about, the airport toll fee. Even ordinary policeman.
Yes.
He's not on uniform. He's on mufti. He will put his beret and his what they call it, and his belt, and put one kubuko in front of his car.
On the dashboard.
On the dashboard. You know why I'm saying that? Because my own junior brother, I told you, he works there. Princess Noah, not losing. This year we make it 13 years. We will park over the night if he's in night shift. He doesn't pay. Understand me? All those
So
airlines.
Is a staff, or what is he going to call himself? Staff.
Yeah, he's a staff because he's working as a DSS officer there in the airport. He's always on mufti, but we just
You have to pay the airport toll. There's no,
both,
here in the UK, that
Baba,
you don't even see anybody there.
Both airport toll fee and car park, they don't pay. All of them, they don't pay. Even the airport staff, anyone that has car, they don't pay. I'm telling you, 100%, they don't pay.
I will understand the staff. You know what I mean? I will understand the staff, probably with your staff ID card, right? You are coming to work. So,
Baba, it's only when everybody is paying. You understand me? That is when they can get that revenue.
That's right.
You understand me? Everybody should pay.
Everyone should.
You get my point? And so you won't believe it. Even all those airline staffs, they have their coastal buses, and they have all this security guard, mopo. You understand me? Those they are ilos. They park overnight. Like now, okay, if Virgin is landing tomorrow morning now, all the coastal buses, their escorts, they will park at the airport this night. This night, I'm telling you, they will be there at the car park. If you have anybody on ground,
all of them with all those convoy, they will pass through the gates, not paying a dime.
Yeah, they won't pay a dime.
For as many times
they won't pay for that new car park. The car will be there till the next day. But you, as a poor man, ordinary man, if someone to and your car got broke down, fan got spoiled, inside airport there, and you sleep overnight, the charges is there, they will charge you for it, you pay. But then they won't pay. That is the level of corruption we are talking.
That one is like impunity.
Here in UK, just drop off alone now in each airport.
It's
£5. Just that you just drive inside airport.
Just go in and out.
Don't
stay too long.
Yeah. This one is not staying too long. Once
just drop off.
Like in September when I was going to Nigeria, it was during the week. So your sister, that is my wife. She was in a hurry to drop me off because she's going to work. So she just missed her way to Terminal 3. So she needs to go and turn back. You see that first one that she just entered, that is £5. When we come back, the next one again, she came to come and drop me. That is under £5. And I tell her, don't worry, I will transfer your £10 to your account. Because I'm the one that you're dropping.
I'm not going to be like answering too much question after this, you know, like.
So they need to pay. And the issue of the money, the $250 million, there is one question I always want to ask. I do forget every time. Please, can we ask APC, where is all Abacha's loot that they say they are refunding? You know, all these figures that you always talk about, you know, we've not ever discussed about this Abacha's loot.
It has been relooted now. Where have you been? Relooted. This is not why they arrested Maguluta Crook. You've forgotten. They said he has a friend that was helping to resell some of the properties taken from, from corrupt people. Abacha loot has been relooted. It doesn't exist anymore. It's gone.
Baba, that country is gone. They just need to break that country. That is all. See, there is nothing anybody can do. I always tell people.
Well,
let that country break up. Baba, owe Yoba sọ pé ọ̀fun ti tọ̀ sí gbẹ̀gìrì. Kẹ́lẹ́ kọ́kọ́ ẹ̀ ńlẹ̀ ló kù.
You know?
If they say, okay, let's break up. Okay, all the debts everywhere. And let's share it now. If we break up, okay, Hausa people embezzle, Fulani embezzle, Yoruba embezzle, Igbo embezzle, Delta embezzle. Okay, Nigeria want to break up into 7 places. Then share all the debts. Let everybody start paying. Abi?
Well, they said that when Nigeria break, when Nigeria break, right? So it is believed that everybody will just have to pay up any structure that they use any of the loan for in your own area. So you calculate everything. Us in Yoruba land now, the Lagos-Ibadan railway, right? So they will tell us how much is the cost and how much is the balance. And then, maybe another railway terminal in Ibadan. Or our own people from the East, they've already vowed that if it is by those who shared in whatever project they said they used the loan for, there is no single one of them in the entire Eastern Nigeria, not a single project. Can you even believe that, Irumole?
Yeah, that's,
right?
Maiyegun.
What?
It's just that you quickly said that before me. That's what I want to say. That okay, what about like the Eastern and that they didn't develop anything there? You understand me? There is no any development. All the loan they take.
Because you said that we should share the debts. That's why I'm like the Igbos.
No, I'm still coming to that. I'm still coming to that.
Right.
Because like Niger Delta now, that's where the resources is coming from, the oil is coming from. Even in Bayelsa State, where Egbere Jonathan comes from, there's no any development.
No.
You understand me? But there are part of politicians that still got their own share. By then, there will be the people to pay the one that they invest.
So everybody just owed everybody will come from their region.
Hey, governor, hey, Madapada, Abajebu. Hey, look at government chairman.
Situation is so dire that the people that got most of the money Nigeria borrowed, those who actually really got most chunk of it, they are the Sharia North. Baba Shengban, CC, they no get to pay back. But last, Isha, make those who borrow the money just go right them off because most of Nigeria debt, Baba, now cancel, they go cancel them when Nigeria break up. Cancel, they go cancel them. Because now we go pay.
What's the law for?
Yeah, now, I already negotiate over here. So you go come hold Yoruba now, say may Yoruba come pay you tens of billions of dollars of Nigeria debt. What happened to all our resources you've stolen for 60-something or 100 years? Yoruba won't pay, Baba.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank
You have a good one,
you very much, my brother.
Nice one.
Good night. My
So,
regards to the family.
and to
Thank
yours
you.
too, Baba. Nice one. So that's Irumole, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see if I can still get the line up. Indeed, I think it is still up. You can try it and be part of the chat too. So I have another caller. Yeah. Hello there.
You, Maiyegun Baba.
Hello, Baba. Ahmed.
Now me. Lafiya kalau ya gari.
Alhamdulillah, Madala.
Ya Juma.
Alhamdulillah.
So,
mata, aiki,
lafiya kalau, mata lafiya, yara lafiya kalau, dukan suna nan kalau.
Alhamdulillah.
Kowa na nan lafiya kalau.
So, thank you so much, Ahmed. That's Ahmed, ladies and gentlemen. No go to fight. So, let's leave others to be wondering what are they doing. We are greeting ourselves.
I don't die. I like.
You know, say if you go too deep now, that one they cause confusion, and people wait just they feel like say, "Oh my, Maiyegun is they will come realize, waiting at."
You go realize, na geje.
Here you get. I don't cram that one. You know they come off of my head, right? So if you go deep further, you feel
as that one don't sit down, we
go. I get used to others too. Now small. Ahmed.
Maiyegun, I did hear Irumole. I did hear what he talk. The thing just caught my attention. They are if today if that country if everybody can say everybody can cry for my love. If they won't pay debt, I will not. So much issue for me.
I tell you, say I didn't debt on my council. I swear.
I tell you, my northern brothers, what is show for? But you know what thing? That one now I open I go be for them because he gagne normally bumbo, normally ko obe kwada, normally buy our people exactly. Now that time they go begin do what they supposed to do because they go if those people go they want they live large. And you know possible now. In fact, when the east, the west, don't they blockade everywhere, don't they do their own thing, don't they try because now we don't get movement for that, right?
And it's we don't get time before it gains its final momentum, Baba.
Exactly.
It's a matter of
but we already have like-minded people that are thinking about if the country should separate, we are coming back, we'll start doing this, we'll start doing that. Which today, the country about law, if everything separate, people they will be see immediately that everybody they going with.
They go back over. Somebody like me, automatically are going to be funny.
Waiting they won't start with. They won't start with. More first block everything. Nobody they come out because then you don't worry because then you don't judge.
You know.
Nobody they come out, nobody they enter. More first take care of what we need to take care of. Now there you go see say because there is nobody they want to call from. There is no Nigeria to come and save them.
No.
Now Nigeria they save them. There is no Nigeria. It is now you and your people.
One-on-one.
Let one-on-one. Let us now see the police. Let's see the army that you want to bring.
I will save you.
The army you want to bring are the same people you have deprived. You've deprived them for this long. The police you want to bring are the same people because by that time when everything bursts, their own eye too will open. The police, the army, whichever forces, their own eyes too will be open because okay, the country is going, everybody's going their separate ways. Now eye opener for everybody at that moment.
I know.
It is an eye opener because everybody will now see that this is scam. So everybody will be so cautious. Yourself, if you won't carry any scam, come again. Buy.
You know.
So you see the ones my people who can do no, Baba, their own elite for there, they go collect too. But no be small collect, they go collect. As they did so now, some of them don't they enter their place. You see,
once in a while like that, we have seen them like completely go out of control. Even among the people that used to control them, they will just go out of control like no.
And thank God, some of them, I will not say all, but some of them, they don't begin like get within the saw, because when the British come give them power, they feel say they cut off it on what you consume cool house kuna the let be the beer. You houses, you are respectful people, you respect your elders and you listen to your elders. Now, waiting they use give them be that way we see they use the whole say na them they claim say na them get Nigeria. And now the same method they use for their own people up to date. But now some of them don't they get see but there is nothing like any let it be the beer, no any listening and respect, If you do anyhow, I'm a shika and you. And there are some of the malams now you say Allah Abu Shugaba. I think I'm a Shugaba Adua. God say make you they follow your leader, make you they pray for your leader. Now they don't understand, see, no be that kind, no be this kind mad people that they talk about the prayer way they are not be this kind mad people.
So some of them are discovering that
some
now.
Of them are beginning to understand.
Maybe a little bit small, but it is it's a growing phenomenon. And I like it.
Maiyegun, you know why I'm telling you this? Because before they will tell you, idan ka tsine ma shugaba, kana tsine ma shugaba, kai ma idan shugaba ya lalace, in ka tsine mai ya lalace, kai ma abin zai shafe ka. Meaning, if you cause or you lay curses on your leader that is leading you, it will also affect you. You understand?
Wonder. I have seen so many of them who have said that when you are cursing your leaders, you are cursing the country. So it's going to affect you.
It's going to affect you.
So it's a popular saying in the north.
Exactly. It's a popular saying and they put it into religion.
Right.
Then
so
we now separate it for them. Say, even though when them prophets, the Sahabis of the prophet, I think is it Abubakar or Umar, then in they go, there was a time he was going and he was listening to a conversation in some people's compound, the way they were complaining about his government. We be saying no. If you saying still they do better thing, as he hear that thing, he shock. Now he send, I think he sent. They bring a different food store waiting. Can't give them. They can't pray for them. The Sahabi they pray for them. Now afterward they can't say that their leader be this. They don't even know say na him. The thing touch him. Now leader be that will be say in they try in best to. I share in best no even reach.
Still know they happy and in can't hear that one.
They still know they happy. In can't hear that one. You understand? So how you want to take twist and give me say your politician will be say you they see say that they steal. None of them they come your house can't look for you until election come. They can't give you spaghetti one this thing of spaghetti. May use whole body for the next 4 years. And you say make you can't say you want to pray for that kind of, you know, see say the prayer where you go pray, go backfire, go turn to cause for you and that person where they pray for. But when you are shofoni prayer to nshi prayer ofoni.
Should I want to I want to pick up your package because the prayer can actually the prayer does look like a cause, Ahmed. If you tell me right now that Baba Thiefnubu is trying, people are just impatient, they just don't like him because right? They should give him time. And I just think Ahmed though. Well, I hear you. But so that Thiefnubu is so. I wish out for so. But it will just sound like that they cost you. Why? So it's because people are lying to themselves and telling people to give him time. But because if you know that Thiefnubu is going to make Nigeria great, and I pray for you that your life will end up the way Thiefnubu will make Nigeria. And then you're like, exactly. Now your life could be like that. Now, Ogun will kill you for saying that. Why are you angry, Ahmed?
You understand now? You get it. You get. Look, Maiyegun, you see this same prayer. Me, I don't say this same prayer for a lot of people. And immediately I say that prayer. The reaction.
So does that mean that they were
reaction,
lying to us when they say
Baba,
they believe in Thiefnubu? But when you now tell them that the Thiefnubu succeed, though, may their life be exactly like Bokohari run Nigeria, they go come turn them to fight. Are they not happy?
Their reaction, no be good.
You know,
before I forget, it gets something where we say they don't talk. The last time I called them, I wanted to talk about that thing real quick, but that thing I forget. You know, there was this talk we was talking about. Even in the north, they call northern people the Hausas. Now then they get more privilege past other people. We say themselves they been come from the north. When it comes to admission, you getting into school and stuff like that. Personally, I know a couple of people who they have included like a Muslim name. Their Muslim name, they had to take one name out to jet you back off completely.
So that
just for them to gain admission
as Hausa or Muslim.
Yes.
Just I've seen that
so they can get admission into the school. And there are some things that you see like benefit that all those people that claim they are from the north, they don't even get it. They don't get it. Now they call northerners. Now them they get all those things. And you see, if you are looking for intelligent people, Tobani Amowe, we know what we do for class, Amowe. Wala, if you see some northerners, you go first say, Baba, this one's Sabi Buku.
Baba, I've seen them say.
And if you look for somebody to just pay, only a daughter, only a buyo, you know, as in nothing they head.
Nothing at all.
If you meet northerner, you don't finish. So they get both. So the thing will come
in the south as well.
No, I know Maiyegun not the same for south, but you know the southerners, there are some things that they
just going to be a state of, I mean, the case of number.
Maiyegun, you go see somebody for south,
right?
You no go know say that person no go school. Tori pekene ogboyinbo, he knows as in the take interact with people. You no go know say that one now from primary school, from primary 6, I be primary 5, loti drop.
Ahmed, right?
You understand?
A lot of us may not really have all the full education and all that in the south. There's a chance that child in the south is going to be registered to school, at least primary school, to the point maybe like few classes there or so. So in the north, there could be no school at all for somebody who is like.
Now waiting at the track. If you look out for south, you will see say some of our law school, some of our law school, only better lesson, lesson. Only lesson to some learning corner, all those kind of things. So if you know reach school set, but you go see say you blend that kind of thing. You understand? That is why you see say as the leaders, they don't see all those kind of things. They come make sure say they mess up the education system for that country. And now they are using the most intelligent of them to continue to manipulate them. So if those people will go school, if they come begin tell you you go, okay, well, degree that thing, no be saying at the school, okpolo matter sometimes. When they say they don't use most of them okpolo. So if they go school, they just go to school so that they can use that certificate and come into politics and continue from where their leader stops. Now just waiting they play with that.
And you know what people said is that even at that, Baba, their best, like we have in the south, right? Those who claim to go to school and be able to read, right? Even if they're not there, right? Their best are still not given the chance to represent them, but still G's.
No, they are not. They are not.
So why?
At all.
It's all about mediocrity, promotion of it.
You go see people like Gudaje Kazauri. Now them they send people go school. When we say they go school, one man can win. You understand? They go school, they go learn within the learn, but afterward, when they come back and I use their own can use them.
To come and work for people like Gezawa and other misfits like that.
Exactly. Now we think they happen with that.
It is so unfair. You know something is that it is so unfair that imagine you being born in a country where you are born. It's automatically it's going to automatically determine what you are going to have access to in life. You are born in the north. Education is not a priority, so you're not going to get it, except if you are born in a place where your family members values it. A majority don't. And even if they did, they do not have the capacity to actually give education to their children, right?
Maiyegun area the area where me I can grow. If they check that area well, now me go one of the most expensive school, primary school, before I can later go military school. Most of my friends now LEA, local government school, all those abi school area, and I there then go. School where I do primary, elementary school, you go see children of commissioner, because my popsy and my momsy, they know, wait, say, they push them to buy that, it will not load that. And alhamdulillah, today, we do where we did.
To God be the
glory.
regret.
To God be the glory.
You know,
you understand?
It's so disadvantaged that I have to be treated as if to say I have come with a sort of a super intelligence or brain, right? Simply because I come from the Fulani North or Hausa North. Like they are not going to test my brain. If I come from a poor background, only grace of God will make any of them give me scholarship to say, oh, she's a daughter of a very poor man, but she's intelligent. Or he's a son of a very poor woman. Is it only grace of God? Because majority of us will be lost in the shovel.
All the people where Concoso send go abroad then where they go school. Most of them where they don't pick the ones where they won't use their brain. They don't drop the ones where
they don't drop others. Where they go find their level.
Now same thing now, same nonsense. You know as they run out now. Not today.
Imagine me now, I can't talk now. Imagine me saying something. I have seen people from southern Nigeria, right? And you know, say Abajegon, especially us in the south. Abajegon. The way we react when we see educated northerner, it will come be like, say, look at this how they speak English. I've never seen a Fulani speak this. You know, say we are so terrible like that, right? And you'll be wondering and say, is it that bad? That's how they messed up with us, Ahmed. You know that? Let me leave you. I think it's getting busy over there, Ahmed.
No, Alana,
you have a good one, Ahmed.
All right.
Nice one. So, Ahmed, that's Ahmed. I have another caller on the line, but I'm going to come back to you, my caller. But that's actually a thing in Nigeria, okay? You will see a southerner whenever they see a northerner. And they're, oh my God, wow. Man, this northerner speaks good English. Oh no, he speaks so clearly. Not because we don't know that northerners go to school, okay? We have listened to university professors from northern Nigeria that cannot read and write. That's not even like we have seen school teachers who cannot speak English, who cannot read and write, and they are school teachers in northern Nigeria. Okay, and then we have also seen and experienced a system whereby they told us northerners have a low power brain. It's like they don't have brain, where they need your own child to score 100 to gain access to Unity School. A northerner from Zamfara only needs just 1 to score 1 out of 400. And they will be admitted to the same school. Your child will be denied for scoring 99 instead of 100. So that impression of low brain, low mentality, no this, no that, politicians have rode on that for so long that even us in the South, we sometimes just be like, I don't know that this northerner can speak English. And we don't even know that we do that to ourselves. That's how messed up the contraption is. No thanks to the criminals from that part. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun General.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm all right, Maiyegun. How are you?
I am very well, sir. Thank you.
Maiyegun, thank you very much, Maiyegun, for the opportunity, Maiyegun, once again, you know. And I'm Bishop, and I'm calling from London. I'm sure you know about me.
I know, I've not just spoken to you for a very long time now, Bishop, so it's good to have you back.
Thank you very much, Maiyegun. And I just want to buttress what the first caller, the first caller was trying to, say something like, everyone must have to pay, everyone, including whether you're police officer, army officer, this or that and that. And I'll tell you that, I'll be honest to you, we've not really been able to get leaders that are patriotic enough. Our leaders are not patriotic.
They are not.
So
see, Bishop, that's why I told people, right? That's why I told people, I said, sorry, Bishop. That's why I said that when people, the theory of God choose leaders is defeated when it comes to Nigeria, because
no, that's not practical. That's not practical.
God.
No, that's not practical. That's not practical. That's not true at all.
Exactly.
That's not practical.
Because so God cannot hate us this much, Bishop. I don't think so.
No. I'm just trying to make a point here. So these are our guys that are our leaders. They are not patriotic. They are just scavengers. They didn't just come up to put their name in the sand of in the sand of time, and also in the sand of life. They only came to mismanage the place. That's what they are doing. So, and it's so unfortunate, I would say. It's very, very unfortunate, but if they want to, I believe they know what to do. If they want to make that toll in the airport work properly, they will use electronic. They shouldn't have human interference, so that's but you don't need to speak to anybody. Just come in with whatever pass you have, slot it in a machine, and the door will open and you cross. That's how it is done, and they will make their money. It will go straight away into whichever account that was open for it. It will work that way. You don't need to have human interference there, You don't need anybody to start telling you, you see, I'm an officer. You see, I have my belt, I have my beret in front of my vehicle. Allow me. Nobody's gonna speak that bullshit with you, So the machine will just collect the money and print out your receipt and give you the pass to get the hell going. And that's it. You don't need human being to be there to be doing Oga, yes, sir. No, nothing. But these guys know that immediately you do this, there will be proper accountability. There will be things will go normal, so they wouldn't want that, because it is a way for them to scavenge the system. Everything. These guys are just doing this, But God help them, If they're happy, if they're happy with that with themselves, good luck to them. Yeah, if they are very happy to be behaving like this, good luck to them. You get me?
I mean,
so you can only do the little you can do, and maybe you've been doing quite a lot. Trying to get the people to understand. You've been doing quite a lot. But then we must remain either Nigerian and know who we are, or we'll do it in a better way. Let's do it in a better way. We can do it. We can. We shouldn't be behaving like we cannot do nothing.
You know that.
You get it. You get it.
When people choose this and say, yes, we still want to be part of this, but under these conditions, we want to be part of this Nigeria, but not this one, not this particular one. So, and if we can agree, if all of us can't agree, based on everybody's terms and conditions of staying together, we can peacefully walk away. We'll still be neighbors.
I quite agree. I quite agree with that point. But however, you know, what you want to achieve and you have set to achieve it, you have to achieve it clean and clear. In terms of this airport stuff, whatever, everybody, you don't need to like give preference to anybody. Just do things the right way, and things goes right, and everybody's fine. You don't need to go, you know, oh yes, and you see the intimidate people with all those their siren, everything, like, you know, it doesn't make you a superhuman. It doesn't make you a superhuman, to be honest. It doesn't make you a superhuman being.
There is a level of mental evaluation that should be done on public officials in Nigeria.
But I'm sorry, they know. No. Sometimes I would disagree, because these guys, they know. They come in here. They do things accordingly. They see stuff. They know. These guys know. All of them claim to have one certificate or the other from this country or from anywhere in the Western world. So what are we talking about? They said they know. So how can't we trust them, you know, to deliver, to make things happen? How can the country be going just that way and they're happy? Everybody's smiling.
Yeah,
come on,
dressing up every now and then. They're giving themselves red carpets.
You know,
they wanted to be shared.
Doing things that are not very necessary to make sure that the country gets up from where it is at the moment. What is all this?
Bishop.
Anyway, Maiyegun, I'm sorry. Please let me.
It's all right. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Let me stop here. Yeah, that's okay, Maiyegun. Please do take care. Do take care, and you know, continue doing what you're doing. All right. Thank you very much, Maiyegun. Thank you.
Good one. Now that's a Bishop, ladies and gentlemen, from London, and there are many people like Bishop. There are so many times when they probe the happenings in Nigeria, they end up asking rhetorical questions that they will never get answers to, but they keep asking why. Like, why can't they do that? Why is without any answer. Bishop disagrees with me that a mental evaluation should be conducted on the on the guys in charge of Nigeria. Because indeed, they present themselves as those who are exposed, educated, sometimes well-traveled. But when it comes to them just to implement those ideas or reciprocate all those fancy stuffs they've seen out there, then it becomes impossible or problematic. Totally. What works elsewhere, when it gets to Nigeria, it doesn't. Intentionally so. Right? So if Bishop doesn't believe that it has something to do with mental health, I'm still going to hold on to my belief. This is not normal. Some says it's because they are greedy. I say, well, that too. That could also be mental illness. Yeah? Hello there.
Yeah, hello. This is Wale. Yeah,
Wale, how are you today?
London. Yeah. Hi. How are you?
I'm very well, Baba. How are you?
Yeah. I'm good. Just calling in to see if I can contribute one or two things.
I'm glad that you're calling. Okay, yes, you can. Please.
Yeah, I think we don't have a nation, honestly. I mean, we did have one anyway. So, and I think the sooner we all start being honest about it, the better. You understand? I mean, like, it's really crazy what's going on. It's gotten to that crazy point now. Like,
But people are
just
praying
don't
for electricity cable vandals to be exposed by Allah. Tell me what is carpet fooling or pig fooling in your own dictionary, Baba.
check that out. Like this is that who's fooling who? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like it's only in Nigeria. It's only in Nigeria. You understand? I mean, like
that elsewhere. No.
I mean, what's really wrong with our people? Like, I think that mental evaluation may be needed, really, honestly, because honestly,
like
I don't get
these guys to mental evaluation. Let people even check what their brains is kind of capable. People who are supposed to be counting millions, you are giving them chance to be counting trillions, and most of them have gone mad. Look at Nigeria. So let's check them, and then you realize that you have been led by mad people. Unfortunately,
I'm telling you.
Baba, this is not normal.
I mean, no. Look, I mean, the whole governor started scampering after siphoning how much 80 billion or something. You know, it just seems like these people. It's either that these people so implicitly hate us or something. I don't know, but
we'll go with that first one.
Yeah,
they hate
but,
us, and we don't know.
Me, I know, because me, I don't fool myself anyway.
And when I say we, I'm just trying to say, imagine if all of us kind of knows this, right? That these guys actually hate us. Everything they have been doing, when you begin to analyze them one by one, they are like weapons, arrows, fashioned against us on education, on healthcare, on job creation, on security, on almost everything, Baba.
So, I'm telling you, see, most of our people, they pray and pray and pray. They pray for nothing, because they pray over nothing. What are you praying about? When people are intentional, they are deliberately just rob the country blind, and they don't give a toss about their own people. What can you do about such?
I don't see it as mocking God, Wallace.
That's what I'm saying.
Somebody like yourself right now, Wale, you may have a way you talk to your God, okay? And personally, your experience with your God is so personal that when I begin to ask you right now, you may have so much to say. Personal experience. Sure, you get now. But when you look at the rogues who are trying to kind of manipulate people using their religion, using their this or that, isn't that obvious? God can't do what man can do. They are deliberately making us poor. Then you want to pray to God to fix the place. Then the whole place is not fixed.
And they want...
Go on, Wale, sorry.
And they are enjoying this whole loot. They are enjoying the rape. And I mean that's what kills me most. I mean, like, they really are enjoying. These people are perverts, man. They are really, really enjoying the rape, man. They are raping the country like they
say dildo of
really. Oh no, come on.
They
I'm
say
telling you,
dildo
because if you see,
is highly lubricated. So they are just
I'm telling you, and I left in the 90s, early mid 90s. I thought that was the worst I saw, but now I look at what's going on and I think, how possible? Like, how can human beings be able to continue like this? I mean, like, I don't get it.
I know.
Survive and keep going on.
In fact, when you even ask yourself, when you look back and you be like, man, wait, how did I even survive Nigeria, Sha? All those years I did.
But back then, if I compare it to what's going on now, man, come on. I mean, like, that's a child's play, honestly. I mean, what is going on now?
Like right
it's
now,
unthinkable. It's unimaginable.
You know something? I don't think so, Walex. I don't think it is different. Sure, you get.
Yeah, it's not.
Because if you go look at some of the songs from way back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, where people sang about the economy. you realize that, yeah, some of our parents maybe had their way around it and they were not part of those victims they sang about, but it's always been there.
It's been there. Yeah, of course.
Time when it was better.
Yeah. I mean, it's never been. Yeah, you're right. The only thing is now that the economy is taking a nosedive. Maybe that's why it's the value of the currency is going down. Yeah. And like they will say the pump currency, man, come on, man. Who are they kidding? Because a country that doesn't produce anything for itself,
there is no increase in production. There is no increase in export or anything. But Naira was gaining strength. Who does that? Like educated people believed that.
Come on, man.
It's not as if you have increased your exports and you are earning more money, and you can now say, Naira is gaining now. We all saw they are using borrowed money to defend the Naira. But educated people were calling us enemy. And we wanted Nigeria to burn. We were supposed to be happy. But now the dollar has finished. Now they are saying that we are happy that the Naira is falling again. Are you kidding me? Naira was never gaining anything. It was all artificial.
Telling you this is the natural value of the money right now, what we have now. And there's nothing they're going to be able to do until they probably really start facing what they should face, which is, first of all, fixing the infrastructures, that attract investments or whatever, like we're not even talking about electricity. I mean, like,
there's no investment in power generation and distribution. There's no investment in stopping the insecurity. But yet, Nigeria Naira want to grow. How?
How? People are running away. And you are telling me investments are running out all by themselves because they are seeing no future.
Because they can't compete, Wale.
And you're telling me.
Badurian said. They said all the companies operating in Nigeria for over 40 years. They say it's because they can't compete. That's why they are leaving.
They can't. No. Honestly, the most delusional human being is a Nigerian. Because, like, I'm very, very sorry. Because I don't know how we're going to be able to continue like this, but we seem to be able. Because I see people still trying to on a WhatsApp group. I see them throwing parties and large parties and all that, and I'm looking at all of them. I don't even contribute to that what they have forum anymore because when they talk, I get very mad. I may curse somebody out. So I stopped writing anything.
So leave us alone. I just like, man, you guys you are not thinking, honestly. Well, I'll leave you.
And these are Agbalagba, so honestly, these are people in their 60s and late 50s,
all these uncles.
And if any human being is still not capable of seeing things realistically at that point, what's the use? Honestly, sometimes I just refuse to be ashamed to be a Nigerian, bro. It's becoming a problem, honestly. Because it's a big problem, and we see and you see the hordes of them just coming in. If you see what they are doing to themselves in Britain, I mean, you will know why. You will probably be able to put together why the country is the way it is. You know what I'm saying? This I better off my neighbor mentality. Honestly,
those are our people that were taken out of Nigeria, but they didn't take Nigeria out of them.
Yeah. A lot. I see a lot of them. See, I'm telling you, sometimes you just want to stay clear of them. I mean, I'm telling you, because it is always negative competition, whatever.
Necessary
they are not. You know that bang bang gigi Nigeria. What do you have?
Carry me stuff.
I better pass my neighbor mentality.
Yeah.
How could when you see that a whole lot of people are like that, That's why there's a breeding ground for all these things that are happening now. You know?
The effort to want to spend the money
you
don't have on something you don't need to impress people you don't know.
And outspend somebody. Do you know what I'm saying? And outdo somebody in something, on something that's very, very unnecessary or uncalled for, or something that doesn't benefit anyone. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. Until and that is that's the thing that is happening back home. The leaders are just like a mirror unto them. Like,
yeah, they are the reflection of
this is why
of the people. Well, I've had quite an interesting chat there with you, Wale. Are you there?
Yeah. All right, sir.
Thank you so much, Baba. All right. Thank you very much for adding to this tonight.
Thanks for having me. I mean, have a nice
the rest of the evening, okay? All the best. And have a wonderful weekend too, because it's weekend time anyway.
And I greet everyone.
Nice one. So I'm going to take my last call, and that is going to be the African Wahala, I believe, the Brevat. How are you tonight, Baba?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm good. I'm doing very well, my brother. Thank you so much for the presentation.
Yes, sir. Please.
Yeah, I just wanted to explain some the psychology of people in general, and maybe that can have people understand better how we got to this position that we are in. So one famous quote says that a leader's job is to develop committed followers. Bad leaders destroy their followers' sense of commitment. And if we think about Nigeria based on that quotation, you know, back in the days, right after independence, those guys agreed to continue with the British creation, which shouldn't have been a problem. It had a potential to become a successful society. But because of the greed of the initial leaders, and most of those guys are still there till this day, we all know that. Because of the greed that they had, they slowly diminished the interest of the citizens, because these guys acted with impunity to the highest level. They didn't give a damn. That's what led to the multiple military coups that has happened in the history of Nigeria. Their greed, their choice to continue to behave with impunity rubbed off on the population eventually. Because the truth is, many people might be wondering that how come Nigerians have so many criminally minded people, but at the same time, they have so many intelligent people? It's not as if Nigerians are just evil or terrible people naturally, innately. The problem is we learned it from the leaders, and they brought us to this situation that we are in today. When you find out that these same leaders that call on imams and pastors to go pray for magic to happen, they are praying for vandals to stop stealing cables. You also consider the fact that these guys have lived in working societies at some point in their lives. But once they got back into Nigeria, they had to conform in order to survive and thrive in the political space. And if you are conforming, then you have to lie. You have to become a pretender. And after a while, it becomes a part of you. So now you're confused that how come this politician that has lived in a developed country for 15 years, made a career for himself, got back to Nigeria, and started behaving like what Nigeria is? It's because of the the psychological impact. That's what it is. I really hope I'm making some sense, because many of us have questions.
You've always been making senses. The African Wahala. So the concept here is just to say that, we have neocolonialism, which exists, but without a willing partner, which happens to be those who are supposed to kind of defend our interests. They are the willing partner in the neocolonialism business. So if they were not there, right, in the first place, we could have had a society that is mirrored after those who colonized us, where citizens' rights and other things could still be protected. But those who are supposed to actually speak for us choose this otherwise. They speak for themselves. Therefore, chooses to be on the side of the who we now call the imperialists. So yeah, you are so
exactly
right. If those ones actually choose to be better than what they choose, what they had now, we could possibly have had it better. Here you get. But look at us.
That's it. And that's why for me personally, anybody that is grown enough, experienced enough, and says, I want to join Nigerian politics, I look at you with a side eye. Because if you are intelligent enough, you should know that you are going to conform to the system once you get into the politics. So why are you trying to lie to me that you're coming to save me? I mean, that's my thought for the night. And I just want to thank you once again for the great program.
To have added to it is that now they might have done it in the past saying they are coming to save me, right? And I did believe them. Now that was their fault for lying to you and me, right? Now if they come back and do it again now, and I believe them, there is not their fault, it's mine. Because I do know they are liars. So why do I believe in the liars? That would be my fault.
We say, Maiyegun, we say, fool me one time, shame on me.
No.
Fool me twice, say shame on you. Sorry. Fool me one time, shame on you.
Yes.
Fool me twice, shame on me for allowing you to fool me twice.
So, exactly. So you cannot be deceived twice without your consent.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Maiyegun. Keep educating the people, my brother. And we're going to support you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And on that note, we will draw the curtains this evening. I want to say a big thank you to every one of you. See, I don't know. I have always been like, I could have all energy, right, to speak out and then raise funds for people. But when it comes to myself or my platform and all of that, I usually just feel like, no, don't ask. Or is it demeaning or this or that? Or don't push it. And all of that stuff. I just want to tell you, right, that if I said I need the support at this point, I'm putting it in your mind, I do need it. And I want to say thank you to those who have reached out. You've always been there. Now, I will always be very grateful to all of you. So to everyone else this evening, I want to say thank you to you for joining me. I will see you some other time. But remember, say gold and silver you have not. When you see that thumb up, liking the video is more precious whenever you are at the temple of truth. Do it before you leave. And I will see you some other time. Good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ la mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ la mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun Diary lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun diary na ibi number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun diary na ibi number one. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary na ibi number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni. Mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni. Ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni. Ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́. Ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o. Ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra jù ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.